Okay, happy Friday. So, my name is Lisa Marie Garcia, and I'm with the publishing team called Now Publishing. And we're going to go ahead and record a webinar as we go live today. And the webinar subject is Media Training 101 for Book Authors. So, these are tips and advice and recommended actions and reactions that we've been training our authors on in different formats over the years of our company's history. And what I thought that we might do is go ahead and do a webinar and just make it live. So if you're interested and you pop into this stream, that's fine. But it's basically, all the different elements that we train our authors on, typically in a group setting before COVID, live, or we would have some media experts come in. But then we've started to do them remote or virtual. So I'm going to go ahead and record this so that then we can send it to our other authors. And there'll be a question answer period at the end of the webinar. So at that time, then you can type into the chat question answer if you have any, or questions that if you have any. I'll be watching the chat as well, but let's go ahead and get started. So there are 4 slides that I'd like to get through, all about Media Training 101 for book authors, specifically when you receive a media booking, or what we call a media win. What is the right way to handle the media win, and what are the factors involved? So, and as I said, it's a basic 101. So we're going to start with just defining it first, is the first slides. I'll also be adding to this presentation the slides so that you can go first. The first slide, I'm just going to talk on it, and it's Media Training 101, media defined. So just a moment, it's just loading. All right, defined. So as far as defining media, this has definitely changed over the last 7 years, no question, and continues to is something that we've started to do. That's a brand new type and forum for media. So, and that's been out less than a year. But as far as is, so we call it in-person live when it's something that might be TV, radio, maybe you're going in person to a podcaster studio, or in person to a vodcaster studio. So the in-person live is what we used to, years ago, only have that type of media for TV or radio interviews. Then we have what's called audio. So you'll recognize audio being the podcast. It would also be the radio show is audio. Satellite radio, if you're not on video, is audio. Then we have video. So what we're doing right now, StreamYard, YouTube videos, a vodcast. We have a vodcast show. Many podcasters have transitioned themselves to vodcasters because of the importance of video. So that's a media win. We then also have written magazines. Most of the magazines that are coming out these days for media are digital online magazines. However, some are still, some are still, sorry for that. Here. Liv, please. Okay, so as luck would have it, in the middle of the webinar, my yard people that were supposed to be here on Wednesday showed up. So we're just going to keep plugging through, and hopefully the dog won't bother too much, because I don't know that I can really do anything. The basics, and let me just see. All right, so let me pull this back up. So the last type of media defined, hopefully, the last part of that, we were talking about magazines, and yes, there are magazines that are still produced that are printed and circulated, or something like ones online. And as part of those magazines, you could be either an article writer or you could be on the front cover of the magazines. So the other type of media defined is online newsletters, right? Or online articles. LinkedIn does a great job in helping you promote your company or your brand or your book, in this case, through online newsletters and online articles. And then the last defining media would be social media posts, blog posts, blogging, all of that. So that basically defines media, which of course is ever changing. All right, so the next part of Media 101 training is has to do with what we call how do you prepare for it? So talk about Media 101 training prep. All right. So in our handout, we talk about whatever media booking that you have is that you watch or listen to the segment or the episode.